What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today, I'm going to showcase some Shadow Annihilape in the Open Great League. This Pokemon did recently get buffed with Low Kick being a much better fast move, but if I'm being honest, I feel like Low Kick, especially on Shadow Annihilape, is not generally the right play. I want the raw fighting-type fast move pressure, and that is why we're headed back to Counter, which while this move does kind of lead to more of a degen moveset where you're just going to fast move through basically everything you're going to see, I do feel like it's also just a lot more consistent as an actual fighting-type Pokemon. You have Rage Fist, which not only boosts your attack stat, but it's great coverage for a fighting-type to have. Ice Punch as well, great coverage. I don't really think there's many Pokemon in the game that Annihilape at least can't do something against with a moveset like this. Real quick though, before we get into the battles, I want to ask if you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Helps out quite a bit and I'd really appreciate it. But let's get into the battles and see what Shadow Annihilape can do. And we got our first opponent of the day. I'm hoping Shadow Annihilape can put in some work here. I see a lot of people disrespect fighting types in general. We actually see a Tinkaton on the lead. You'd expect this to be a pretty bad lead, right? And it's not, amazing necessarily, but it's actually way better than you'd think, because Counter is such a strong attack that despite the fact that it's only neutral here, and we're taking super effective Fairy Winds, we're actually able to still put in quite a bit of work just with that fast move damage. Rage Fist as well going to be thrown. Our opponent likely does let it go, and, I mean, they're at a Gigaton Hammer now, but do they ever throw it? That is always a big question that I have for them. I'm going to no shield, hoping for a Bulldoze right now, but it could be a Gigaton Hammer. It actually is. You know what? Fair play to them. It's always like a 50-50 on if they bait that, I think, because a bait there makes it so they can outpace us, but a nuke obviously just knocks us out. We'll bring in Corviknight, which can survive a Gigaton Hammer, and we see a Feraligatr brought in. Okay. Well, this is a little bit scary, because I think a Diggersby could very well be in the back. That's a team that I remember seeing a lot like a rotation or two ago, but I'm hoping that's not the case. Anyway, we do survive 2 Hydro Cannons here either way, so I'm going to go for the no-shield on this attack, and then no-shield the next one, maybe just straight Body Slam actually at this point. I'm going to go for Body Slam on the first one at the very least to guarantee whether or not I need to go for a Shadow Ball or a Body Slam next. I'd like to throw the cheaper attack if I could, but, again, we'll see what happens. Big Body Slam. Do we get a shield? I don't think so. I don't think there's any world you shield this attack, but we'll see. Body Slam gets no shielded. Yeah, I think another Body Slam, plus just the fast move pressure, could be enough here to knock out the Feraligatr. So that's what we're going to play for this game, and hope for the best. Body Slam again gets thrown, doesn't quite knock out. One more rollout would do it. But honestly, if they're going to do this, I'm actually just going to shield up my Licky here, save the energy, and Sand Attack down. I know I have to shield a Bulldoze by doing this, but I mean, I think I just get the Sand Attack down here before they get another move off. And now I have energy on Licky, I have energy on Corviknight, and surely that's good. Surely that's good for us. Feraligatr is at like 1 HP, but they shouldn't get another move off this game. Sand Attack should just knock him out. Oh, whoa. That is not what I thought would be in the back line. I'm going to go, I think, straight Air Cutter here. That might be a stupid play, but I think that it might be maybe more consistent than going for just paybacks. Because, I mean, over time, if I get boosts especially, Air Cutters are just cheaper. They're so cheap, I can just spam them out and force them to shield really inefficient attacks. If they no-shield this one, they're just going to be in farm down range. Eventually, that is. Okay, they are no-shielding everything, which makes some sense, but I think we're in a little bit of a better position now, because of that instant boost especially. We'll go for that next Air Cutter. Our opponent likely no-shields once again. Actually, no, why would they no-shield there? They had to shield something, so yeah, they shield that, is what I mean to say. And they likely go straight Surf here, right? That's probably the best play to go for him, because it is a little bit cheaper. And they're back-to-back. So right now, they should be 4 away from the next Surf right now. Just gotta watch for a catch, which is kind of hard to do for a 3-turn move into a 1-turn move to get the catch off against us. 3. Alright. And I think the play here is going to be pretty obvious, right? If I get the Air Cutter after 2 more Sand Attacks, I throw that. If I don't, then I do 3, and I swap to Licky. Nice. So you just throw the Air Cutter, and despite the fact that we were not throwing the super effective payback, Corviknight is just such a strong Pokemon, it doesn't really matter. Kind of surprised it wasn't a Diggersby in the backline, honestly, with the way they swapped out there, but I guess they just didn't want to give us any extra energy on Corviknight, because it was actually pretty good in the backline, so we'll take it. Next opponent on the Legend push, oh boy, Shadow Annihilape into Talonflame. This is one of those Pokemon that you see my team, you see their team, and you realize, yeah, this isn't great to see. With that said, I think I can dance around this a little bit, just because Talonflame is a little bit clunky, and Rage Fist here is a pretty good attack. I'm hoping once this Pokemon goes away, my Corviknight is a little bit more flexible in the backline. They're at 3 right now, so they have access to a Fly or a Flame Charge, And I'm going to go for a catch here on my Licky Licky. Sneak a rollout as well. They're at 4, so 1 away from their next charge attack, whatever they throw here. I would love to see a Flame Charge come through, though, right now. Okay, Flame. They might be on Brave Bird, then. Shadow Machamp comes in. Oh, is this that guy? There's this guy, couple seasons, or not seasons, like rotations back, running like Primeape and Machamp on the same team. Which, I mean, that could be the case here. Which honestly would be kind of scary. If that's the case, ooh, that's gonna be scary. I don't know what to do. I guess, honestly, the play is probably coming Corviknight here into the Shadow Machamp, because I think I can Sand Attack down before they get to a second attack. I'm hoping they go for a Cross Chop and not a Dynamic Punch right now. With that said, oh, Rock Slide, I guess that works too. That's all their energy down the drain, so I should get a full farm down here. Okay, I guess, I don't know. Talon comes in, and they throw a move here. Makes sense. I'm going to shield this up. I don't know what their moveset is, right? There's a good chance it could still be Flame Charge, but it might just be a Fly. Okay, if they fly us there, that almost certainly guarantees... Whoa. Okay, well, that's not exactly what I was expecting to see in the back line. I did throw in kind of bad timing here, which isn't, like, terrible, but it's not great. Because now... Okay, I get another Air Cutter, and I get the boost. That's good. Oh, this game's gonna get so tricky, though. I don't love this. Do they shield this? If they shield, I'm in a good spot, I think. They do shield. They throw right then. I think the play here is just sacrifice my Corviknight. Okay, what are they doing? Okay, I think this is also good. I don't know why they undercharged that. Or I guess Frenzy might just not knock me out as well. They might just not knock me out there. That's... What? Did they not want his superpower and give me a farm down? Okay. So yeah, Talonflame not a good Pokemon to see, but I guess playable enough. That's crazy. We see a Togekiss lead next game. Why can we not win a lead? Jeez, dude. This is so annoying. I think I'm going to go for an instant Body Slam here, just to get some chip damage against this Pokemon, because, man, I need this to be an Air Cutter range, or I need them just to, like, you know, not be super healthy. Alright, they're at 7 right now, so they do have access to an Aurasphere against us. I do survive it, though, so I'm going to let this go. At least now they're in Rage Fist range, and that's all I could really ask for. Okay, they bring in a Tinkaton here. If I could ever switch and bank energy, bring in my Corviknight, I'd be pretty happy. Corviknight obviously walls the energy here, but Gigaton Hammer is not really a move that you actually wall, ever. It's such a strong attack that it doesn't really matter if you wall it or not. Ah, no! I tried to swap out there, but unfortunately couldn't quite do it. Crazy team so far, by the way. ABA Fairy. If I could have swapped and caught that Bulldoze, I'd be in a much more, you know, a much less dire position, I guess, is what I'm going for. I guess I'll take a Gigaton here and hope for Triple Fairy. That's, like, the craziest thing I could ever say, though. Like, why would I hope for Triple Fairy? Annihilape would just be useless at that point. Alright. At least when Togekiss comes back in here, it's a Pokemon that has been chipped down a little bit. And so my Rage Fist here should knock him out, or get their shield. And if Corviknight is good in the backline, then maybe we still have a chance. But I don't really know what to expect with an ABA Fairy team. It could be anything. It could be literally anything. It's got to be something that, like, I just don't want to see. I don't see anything that could be in the backline that I'd actually be like, oh, that's good for us. There's no chance I'm not gonna catch a break, right? I guess I let this go. They're in Air Cutter range at the very least here. They Aurasphere. Of course, I don't get the Rage Fist off, though, even with that play. We'll Air Cutter before they get another Aurasphere, but man, I wish I could have got that Rage Fist off. Then I could have saved this energy on Corviknight. This is gonna suck. Oh, they shield that? That's odd. I get a boost as well. I think this is Sand Attack down range. I'm gonna shield this up, Sand Attack down. I guess hope for another Chestnut in the back, right? Maybe a Chestnut could be playable? But maybe not. Okay, Shadow Fortress. I think I might need a boost here to be able to win this game. If I get another boost on this Air Cutter, maybe I can knock this out. They're at 10, so they're 7 away from a Rock Tomb. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get there. Yeah, they get it right now. Oh, man. That was actually kind of close. I almost had a chance there. That is a really bad team. Like, that Talonflame player probably just sweeps this guy. But I guess we We didn't have much wiggle room there. We tried. Annihilape into Fortress. All right, well, if this is on Bug Bite, I'm pretty happy. Volt Switch is still fine, but it's a little bit worse for us because they actually have fast move pressure at that point. But, you know, I have a lot of fast move pressure into them. They're doing a lot of non-stab damage into us. I'm kind of fine with how this is playing out. They're at 4. Wait, are they actually going to bait, like, an Earthquake against us? That would be crazy. That would be kind of scary if they actually baited that. They shield? What the heck, dude? I don't really know what to think about this. I'm going to catch on my Licky Licky because I have seen like 1 or 2 Fortress in my time running Earthquake, and I don't want to like be shielding a Sandtomb if I can help it. So yeah, it's just a Sandtomb. They're at 4, 5. Okay, and they switch into an Umbreon. Oh, this is going to be such a fun game. Fun and engaging matchup right here. I feel like what they're going to try to do is they're just going to try to always have energy, so I can't really bring back in my Annihilape. I don't know if they're going to be on Psychic or on Last Resort, so that's going to change things a little bit depending on what they are running there. I feel like banking energy myself wouldn't be bad. They have to throw energy now or else they go over 100. Okay, well, I'll just bank the energy on my Licky Licky then. Foul plays are going to add up a little bit against us, but they're not going to hurt that much. And I feel like my Annihilape could still have some play this game. But they have a lot of energy on that Fortress. They could bring it in here at some point. I just don't feel like there's a reason to throw energy against this Umbreon with my Corviknight, because if that Fortress does come back in, I'd rather have the energy to go for a payback against them at some point. They do have Volt Switch, but Rock Tomb is non-stab. It's not going to knock us out super quickly here. Now we'll go for the payback, likely getting a no-shield. I hope this still knocks out despite the debuff, but if I'm being honest, I feel like this might not be quite enough here. I feel like they might survive. They do, yeah. So unfortunately, oh, I guess I don't have the Rock Tomb. They don't even throw the Sand Tomb. They get a little bit greedy. Oh, and Licky Licky in the back. They're so weak to fighting. What the heck? All right. They're likely going to bait us. Almost certainly this is a bait, but I feel like there is no reason right now not to shield this up. Yeah, they do bait. I guess that's the one reason not to shield this up. Wait, they bring in the Umbreon? I think I'm outside of foul play range right now. But I still will shield this up, because I want to force them to throw a second move into us. I should survive this, right? It's just a foul play from an Umbreon, and I get 2 Ice Punches off here. I have a lot of energy on my Licky Licky. As long as I land an Ice Punch into this, I'm in a pretty good spot. Yeah, okay, and I should survive another Snarl here too, or even just a rollout from that Licky Licky later on. But we'll see if they shield this or not. If they shield, then I stay in. If they no-shield, what do I do? Oh, I actually don't survive that. Huge misplay. Big fumble. We should still be fine, because I should survive a foul play here, and then just whittle down that Licky Licky, surely, with all my energy that I have stored. Big foul play. Licky Licky comes back in. Man, this is going to be like a timeout game. What a weird team by them. Very bulky lineup. Air Cutter gets the shield somehow, and now I think 2 Body Slams should just get a knockout against the Licky Licky here. I'm surprised they would have shielded that. Maybe they thought I had a payback, though. Which, I mean, if I did, that would be the highest damaging move left in the game. We win CMP, good to know. If they do somehow get a second Body Slam into us, that could be a little bit scary, as the second Body Slam would put us pretty low, probably into foul play range, but I am outside of foul play range right now, and we know we win CMP, so I'm just going to throw this instantly. I think we're fine. I think that Umbreon is low enough that even just rollouts might be enough to win us this game. Man, this has been such a long and drawn-out game. Dare I say, almost kind of boring. But I think we're fine here. We roll out down the Umbreon. We get the win. Eventually. Let's go. All right, next game. We'll see Shadow Annihilape hopefully winning a lead here. Now, we can't do that. I mean, why would we win a lead in the Go Battle League? At least I do have Ice Punch potentially here. And I know that with the Dragon Breath rework a season or 2 back, they don't do quite as much damage here with Fast Move Pressure. So I actually survived the Dragon Breath quite well. I'm going to bait an Ice Punch, go for Rage Fist, and I guess just play out this matchup to try to neutralize this Pokemon as much as I can. But they do no-shield that. Smart play. Ice Punch there would have done a hefty chunk of damage, but if I get this Pokemon gone, then I think my Corviknight's going to be in a better spot. And I can always just outpace straight Rage Fist here, so even with them calling that move, it's not even that bad for us, because these counters, as you can see, start doing a lot of damage themselves. Alright, big Rage Fist. Do we see a shield, or... I mean, they have to shield, right? There's no way they don't. There's no way they can let this through. And at this point, if 7 counters are enough to knock him out, then I could go for a farm down. If not, then I'd have to throw a Rage Fist. Alright, would 5 more counters be enough? Honestly, I'm not super sure. No, they aren't, so I have to throw energy. I could have gone for a catch here too, but I feel like a triple boosted Annihilape could at least get some nice fast move pressure into whatever's in the back, even at this low of HP. Like, what's going to come in here? It's going to be a Volt Switch Fortress. Yeah, I get so much fast move pressure, actually. Hold on. There goes half their Fortress just with fast moves. I wish I got a Charge Attack off, but at least now that means I get my Licky Licky into the Fortress. They throw in kind of bad timing here, too, which means that I get a little bit of free energy on my Licky Licky. I wouldn't be surprised with an Impoleon in the back. Like, double steal would make a lot of sense. Yeah. So, that is what we see. 5. Okay, I think I do survive 2 Hydro Cannons here in the Zero Shield matchup, right? So I can probably just go for straight paybacks, guarantee shields, and guarantee that I should be able to win this game just by Shadow Balling this later on. Actually, I don't really survive the next one. That's scary. Well, I survive it, but not as well as I was hoping. I'd have to go for a bait, potentially. Although, I don't think I want to. Because if I go for a bait here and they call that, that is probably the worst case scenario. But if I go for the nuke, I can guarantee the shield or a lot of damage. And then I can Shadow Ball them, hopefully, and knock them out. Alright, is this Shadow Ball range, though? That's going to be the next question that I have. And I don't know if it is. Shadow Ball's a good move. Empoleon's squishy, but it's from a Licky Licky. So, there's a lot of questions that I have here. I mean, I have to throw this instantly. I don't want to take a Sand Tomb here, and honestly, they might get one. We'll see. Shadow Ball is going to come through. It does knock out the Fortress, but do they just get a Hydro Cannon off here? They don't, so I get this Shadow Ball. Does this knock out the Empoleon? That's the next question that I have. Please tell me it's enough. Licky Licky, I always believe in you. No! I guess I shouldn't have. If I went double Air Cutter here, then I would have won this game. I thought my Corviknight would at least get an Air Cutter plus a payback off, but I guess it didn't. That's so sad. The 1 HP lived there. That's kind of tragic, but, you know, we played it out, I think, as best as we really could have. We got a 3-2 set there. Honestly, with how many leads we lost, I'm fine with that. We did not seem like what was the lead that we saw that was the best one? I guess Volt Switch Fortress. Yeah, that's not a great lead for us. So honestly, this next set, hopefully we at least see one thing in the lead, weak to fighting type damage. Next opponent, they're actually on their legend push here, 2992. Furro, ha! Yeah, well, it's a normal type, but not exactly the normal type Annihilape wanted to see. Although it's not like the worst flying type Pokemon for me to see either. Because the best thing about it, oh, I got a CMP, is counter is still neutral. Drill Peck here is going to hurt a decent amount to my Licky Licky, but since I got the Body Slam off too, now this is going to be a much less threatening Pokemon for my Annihilape later on. They're likely going to try to catch a Body Slam at some point, which would be a smart play. Body Slam comes through, it lands, they don't shield that up, that's nice. Licky Licky in the back. Okay, ABA normal so far. Not terrible to see. I'm a little bit outside of range where a Body Slam knocks me out, which is kind of nice. They're at 7, so they have back-to-back Body Slams plus 1 right now. So they have basically a Shadow Ball plus a Body Slam. What I really don't like about this is I can't really bring in my Fighting-type Pokemon into the Licky Licky, right? That would be really bad, because then they just Shadow Ball me and win. So instead I'm going to bring in my Corviknight here, which hopefully is not going to be in a terrible position right now. I can at least survive 2 Shadow Balls, and since I did chip down that Furro, I'm not in as bad of a spot against it either. I can save the energy on my Licky Licky, and this is in payback range at this point. So, I think we're not in a completely unplayable spot right now. We'll see what they do, though. They might switch into Furro, or they might switch into their third Pokemon after the Shadow Ball. Okay. I'm going to go for the payback now. I don't want them to be able to Body Slam us, and either knock us out or put us into, like, roll out down range without either guaranteeing this payback lands or getting that shield. Okay. They bring in Shadow Quagsire. This game's gonna get so weird. But I think we're fine, actually. Because they are just gonna be running out of HP at this point. They can't shield anything, but they have to shield things, right? We'll see, though. Because Quagsire is pretty spammy. Is the play... I wonder if there's ever a reason not to throw energy here whatsoever, but I think I'm going to throw a Rage Fist just to ramp up my damage. But by throwing this Rage Fist, I might allow them to get to a third move because I give them that extra Mudshot sneak. We'll see, though. But it's not like an Aqua Tail knocks us out either. Yeah, I think they're there right now at the back-to-back. I would love if that counter somehow knocked out, but I don't think it's quite enough from that range. It's going to be like 1 HP. Oh, they switch? Well, I just farmed this down. They should be dry, right? Yeah, why would they do that? And then if Quag, like, honestly, I just always Rage Fist here. I think I'm fine then. I think I'm just fine. Because that Licky Licky's on like 1 HP at this point. Is that a shield KO even? It's a shield KO! You don't see that too often. Alright, Shadow Annihilape sweep, because why not? Alright, next opponent. We'll see Shadow Annihilape into Tinkaton. Alright, so I think today we've seen nothing but Flying-type leads and Fairy-type leads. I guess we saw a Steel-type lead, but that was a Steel-Bug type. Not exactly the best situation to be in. So, can we just catch a break, please? It's fine. We don't need to win leads. Annihilape is going to prove itself through a trial by fire, I guess. Oh, they shield that. Wow. Alright. I feel like they don't Gigaton Hammer then. I feel like they Bulldoze if they go for the shield there, because that way they can outpace us. Yeah, makes sense. And now I just get a lot of fast move pressure here, and I force a second Bulldoze out of them. Or are they going to catch? What? No, they're not. They're going to go for a 2-shield farm down? Okay. Well, I mean, I love getting shield advantage in the backline, because then I can just go for Shadow Balls and paybacks uncontested. And Corviknight resists Gigaton Hammer. Shadow Celio on the back. Alright. I know that Licky Licky is a little bit of a cope answer to Celio, right? Like, it's good, but it's not as good as it could be. But I will shield up the first move, because I feel like a Body Slam bait here is relatively unlikely. Yeah, they go for the Surf. If I shield this up, then I can go for like a Shadow Ball, maybe a farm down, but maybe not. I do have a Shadow Ball plus a Body Slam, though, I believe, so I think they have to throw an alignment here to make sure they don't get just sniped down. Nice, that's huge. So now I think I can go for that full rollout down that I was talking about. They should be 4 Powder Snows away from the next Body Slam, unless I go for a Body Slam here, in which case they're like 3 away. But now 3 rollouts should knock out. Unless I get DRE, I just get the full farm down here. And if they bring in Tinkaton, I just switch out. And if they don't, then I guess maybe I throw a Shadow Ball. What are they gonna do? They're gonna top left. Okay, I'm also fine with that. Again, we don't win the lead. It doesn't matter. Annihilape is just insane. Next opponent. We will see Annihilape into Furro. Yeah, of course we will. Of course we will. Why would we win a lead? It's fine. Winning leads are honestly, like, bad. Did they catch? They caught on Quagsire. You know, that's fine. Because if I win this matchup, I get my Corviknight into the Furro, and that walls a lot of the energy here. No regular Quagsire. Alright. I mean, I probably needed a Body Slam plus a Shadow Ball anyway. Well, I mean, I probably need like a Shadow Ball plus 2 Body Slams to knock out. I don't think double Shadow Ball would ever be the play here. Well, we'll see what their moveset is, yeah. I think a Body Slam comes very close to knocking them out. But, like, even if they Stone Edge us, I think they need a Stone Edge plus a lot more fast moves before an Aqua Tail knocks us out from the non-Shadow. They do Stone Edge. Yeah, it's almost like double Stone Edge is required here. They just Aqua Tail instead, though. I mean, I survived that pretty comfortably right now. And I should be able to flip switch getting my Corviknight into the Furro. But maybe I don't. Maybe they shield this up and they farm us down. But as we were talking about, it's not like Annihilape's unplayable into Furro, right? It's not great, obviously. If we don't get that move off, that would have been nice. But, like, it has a lot of fast move pressure still. Alright, they have a lot of energy, which is a little bit annoying, but, you know, that doesn't matter too much. When Corviknight's pretty bulky, it walls what this thing can do. And we'll see what they have in the back at this point. Maybe it's another Licky Licky. We did see that team a second ago, which was pretty, you know, good for us once we were able to kind of dance around it. Do I go straight Air Cutter here? I think that might be the better play, because I think they might go for a shield on the payback. They don't want to be in a range where I just payback them, and then I have a Corviknight plus an Annihilape in the backline. They want to shield this to try to chip me down. Okay, never mind. I guess there goes my thoughts on the situation. With that said, Air Cutter does still 2-shot, but if I did payback, that would have been kind of nice. Alright, Air Cutter now. Just guarantee the knockout or the shield before they can switch out, because I want this thing either gone, or I want them to start using some sort of resources this game. They do let that go. Okay, well, that's not great. Why? Why can't I catch a break in the Go Battle League? Oh, no. Maybe if I get a shield here, I can win. I don't think that's going to happen, though. Oh, we do get a shield, but do they just Psywave us down? They probably do. Actually, they don't. Grumpig's so bad. Do we just win? We might just win this. I've taken very little damage from the Psywaves, at least not enough, where I don't think I get farmed down. They Dynamic Punch for fun. I have to shield everything, obviously, because I can't take any unnecessary damage here. Do I actually win this now that they shielded an Air Cutter of all things? Unless, like, I'm somehow seeing this wrong, I think we do. I think there's no way we lose this from here. Are they a back-to-back Dynamic Punch? I don't think they had that much of an energy lead. I'm almost certain that was not the case. Come on, Annihilape, I believe. Dude, what's up with, like, the, did you guys see, like, that purple flash? Like, when you generate energy now, it's like the energy generating things going into the charge attack buttons, they, like, sometimes just flash on the screen right now. It's so weird. Anyway, we got the win. I don't know how we keep beating these teams that are so strong into Annihilape, but I'm not upset about it. All right, next opponent. We'll see Annihilape into Shadow Gliscor. Dude, why? It's fine, it's fine. I didn't want to win leads today. Winning leads are for suckers. Furret comes in, alright. I mean, here's the thing. I have Ice Punch on Annihilape. This is likely a Brick Break for it if they're bringing it in so quickly into my Licky Licky. But, like, if I get Energy Lead, I can at least start threatening that Gliscor. Wing Attack's not the best move in the game. They're at 6 right now, so they have that Brick Break ready to go. But they have to throw all of their energy here to knock us out. Because Licky Licky is such a spammy Pokemon, it's going to get to back-to-back Body Slams way sooner than they'd like. Alright, Body Slam comes through. I'm going to do, like, a slight undercharge here, just to try to get a little bit more energy on my Annihilape, because the next Body Slam would knock out anyway if I fully charge it. And honestly, they might see the damage there, and, you know, they could have done a play where they were like, oh, you know, maybe I'll take the next Body Slam, but they don't fall for it. They still throw energy here. They actually Brick Break us, so they guarantee the knockout. But at least now I get some energy on my Annihilape, or I don't. Instead, they bring in the Shadow Gliscor once again. And this is where things are going to get a little bit odd. I'm going to no-shield this. It's probably going to be an Acrobatics, but if it's Sand Tomb like it is there, I do not want to shield that. I'm going to go, I think, straight Air Cutter right now, because I can get to 3 Air Cutters pretty easily without needing to shield. And if I go for a payback and they shield that, that's not great for me. I do kind of wonder what's in the back, though. I'd love a boost. No boost. All right. But if I go straight Air Cutter as well, we put them into counter down range, which should be good for us, potentially. Acro doesn't quite knock us out. That's nice to see. 3. All right, do they shield this? Or at this point, are they willing to let their Gliscor go? This game's going to get really dicey, but honestly, if they swapped out of that lead matchup, or, like, of their Furret, that almost certainly means the backline, whatever that might be, has got to have a lot of play into Annihilape, and I'm not happy about it, necessarily. But maybe it doesn't. Maybe they're just, like, lying to us right now. Oh, it's Charjabug in the back? I think they just have the fast move pressure for us, because not only do they have the Volt Switch damage, but they also just have access to Sucker Punches and a Wing Attacks. But they do no-shield that. That might be, like, my one chance of winning. Now I think fast move pressure is, like, the one way that I can, like, maybe have a chance here. I'm going to boost my attack even more, but I think they're realizing at this point that they don't need to throw charge attacks either. Oh, man. No. That was, like, so much hope was to be had this game, and then it all went away. They could even just bring in Furret if they wanted to. I mean, Annihilape, it did the work that it it tried to do there, but it wasn't able to do everything. There's just too much that was going wrong for us that game to be able to win it. Dang it, man. All right, next opponent, J-Jan. Fantastic battler. Let's see what he's running. Togekiss, less good battler. I hate him. Why is it only flying and fairy types in the lead? That's like, and like, here we have a flying and fairy type. All in one. They're at 6 right now, so they end up going for the extra peck rather than trying to go for a CMP, which is probably smart. But getting this Body Slam off is always really nice to put them into Air Cutter range down the line, or like Rage Fist range. I think I'm going to shield this and force them to go for a second Orisphere, or force them to like really desync the Switch Clocks if they're going to swap out. They do switch, okay. Shadow Swampert, that's kind of scary. They should be at 5 right now. Oh man, I don't like anything about this. I feel like I'm about to get completely destroyed. but maybe we're not. Okay. Oh, that was a CMP? Surprised he went for that. I could have gone for a rollout sneak there. Is it 7, so 2 right now? Guess we'll see what happens here. I'm going to go for the body slam as quick as I can, just to try to... Like, if this is 2 counter range, I'm going to swap out. I think it is, yeah. Okay, we get the counter down. That's good news. But now Togekiss comes back in, which is less good news. But, like, at this point, I've desynced the switch clock, and I get my Rage Fist off first, which means I get that shield down. And I can force a lot of energy out of this Togekiss. And, I mean, counter. Sure, they're resisted by Fairy and Flying types, but, like, they're going to add up here. They are adding up right now, even. I think he's at back-to-back Psyshocks. I'm going to let this go. And I just have to hope at this point, whatever's in the back line, either Licky or Corviknight will be able to beat. And honestly, I don't know what that's going to be. I'll bring in Corviknight here, because honestly, I'd either have to take an Orseer on my Licky or on my Corviknight, and by keeping my Licky around in the back line, just in case there's something that's better for it in the back, I think that's the play. Oh, okay, Quagsire. Good catch by them. Although Quagsire's not exactly bad for Corviknight. I should be in double Stone Edge range. No boost there. A boost would have been very helpful. Eight. I mean, if he's not on Stone Edge, if he's on Earthquake Sludge Bomb, that would be also pretty awesome. We get a shield on that one. Very smart shield by him. At this point, I don't know exactly what to do. I'm going to shield this up, though. I think I have to. He's at 1 right now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, he's 6 away from the next move here. I think I always need to have enough energy to snipe down the Togekiss if it gets brought back in. Stone Edge hurts, but we do survive it. Or... I don't know if I have the energy that I need right now. That shield on the payback was very costly for us. 6. I get the Air Cutter, but I don't know if that's enough. Because this isn't going to knock out, right? If this did knock out, if I got a boost earlier on this game, then I think I'd be fine. I could have maybe tried to switch out there. I don't think switching would have helped, though. Because if I swap, then what I do is I just lose. My only win condition now is getting a Body Slam off before that Togekiss gets an Aura Sphere into my Licky, and they're just already there. Man, give me a lead! Give me a lead that's not Togekiss, please! And Annihilape's gonna pop off, I swear. But, like, the thing is, we're making these games so close, despite how bad these leads are. We're making them incredibly close. And look, that's back-to-back 3-2s. We did not win a single lead with Shadow Annihilape. It does not matter. It put in a lot of work here. And, I mean, we're climbing. You know, Shadow Annihilape might not have picked up too many leads today, but I guess it doesn't really matter, right? That's the whole point of this Pokemon. It can be a little bit polarizing at times, but even if you are in a bad spot, Rage Fist, Ice Punch, Counter, they're all going to add up quite a bit over time, and it is a lot of fun to use. But thank you for watching, take care, and we'll see you in the next one.